help me recognize the contribution the Catholic Church as a position on enhancement of quality education in Ghana. And please, with another round of applause, please help me welcome Most Reverend John Kobna Louis, our student.
Guest speaker, former headmaster, the global president of ABSU, Dr. Jose. ABSU is gathered here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The discussion on the enhancement of quality education in Ghana is long overdue. However, it is better late than never. And so, I wish to thank the organizers of this 90th anniversary lecture. Our guest speaker has ably addressed the role alumni can play in enhancing quality education in Ghana. My task this evening is to elaborate on the Catholic Church's position on the enhancement of quality education in Ghana. I've outlined it as follows. The three main areas. The first one, the philosophy of Catholic education. Secondly, quality education. Thirdly, enhancement of quality education in Ghana, and the conclusion. So, Dr. Chairman, ABSU's distinguished ladies and gentlemen, these are the highlights of the day's news. Now the details. Read by Richard quoted. So, the philosophy of Catholic education. Catholic education has its roots in the almost 2,000-year-old commission of Jesus Christ. And I quote from Matthew 28, 19 and 20. It reads, "Go therefore, make disciples of all nations, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded you." Unquote. Therefore, Catholic education cannot but have spiritual and moral dimension. So the Catholic Church is involved in education because of Jesus' command. So we can establish and run schools the way others may do who may not have the religious backing given by Jesus Christ. Another philosophy of Catholic education, the first point there is that it involves education of teaching the whole person. The whole person, not part of what a person is. So the philosophy of Catholic education, which was espoused by St. Augustine and other great Catholic philosophers, was derived from the fact that the human person is both body and soul. So it's the totality of the person, body and soul, which should be educated. Hence, education must be holistic to cover all aspects of the physical and spiritual dimensions of the person. Therefore, the Catholic Church, and here I quote from one of the documents from the Vatican entitled The Catholic School, published in 1977. And I read, "The Catholic Church establishes her own schools because she considers them a privileged means of promoting the formation of the whole man, of the whole person. That is, besides the physical, intellectual, technical, and technical may include the ICT, now AI and so on, besides the social, cultural, and practical aspect of schooling, Catholic education, which is more holistic, includes the moral and spiritual dimensions of human development. And I'm happy that the headmaster mentioned being compassionate, being moral, and so on and so forth. The second point regarding the philosophy of Catholic education is religious education in the Catholic school. And here again, I take a sentence or a statement from a document by one of the departments in the Vatican published in 1988 entitled The Religious Dimension of Education in the Catholic School, which reads, "The special character of the Catholic school and the underlying reason for its existence, the underlying reason for the existence of the Catholic school is precisely the quality of the religious instruction integrated into the overall education of the students," unquote. So that the student or the learner may experience the transforming power of the gospel in an integral way. So that is about the Catholic philosophy for education. Now, quality education. Dr. Chairman, in line with her philosophy, the Catholic Church understands quality education as the teaching and learning experience which leads to the integral development of the learners or students as persons who are endowed with both body and soul. Unfortunately, there are concepts or definitions of quality education which ignore the fact that the human person is both body and soul. In other words, unlike the philosophy of Catholic education, these other definitions focus on only the physical or bodily dimensions of the person to the neglect of the soul. And this is what I mentioned at the last speech day. I refer to it as the Passion, the educational passion. Focus on what is the outcome of such definitions is implemented. It's like a Passion child who, though appears to be overfed, is actually malnourished. Furthermore, and more seriously, as a body without a soul is dead, so any attempt at quality education without the spiritual and moral dimensions is a mirage. Sadly, though, in the history of our country, such efficient definitions of quality education have sometimes been the basis for national educational policies and administration. Whoever promotes an agenda which is contrary to the Christ-rooted, Jesus Christ-rooted, and centuries-tested Catholic education, thus not only deny the current students or learners of integral development, but destroys the very moral foundation of the society for generations to come. And this is already evident in the West, where the cancer of LGBTQ++ is gradually destroying the society. The third part, enhancement of quality education in Ghana. In March 2025, that is next year, the Catholic Bishops' Conference will organize a National Catholic Education Forum. And then, former president, former headmaster, it would be good if you can pass your paper through the Archbishop of Cape Coast, you can pass it through me, so that we see the role that the alumni, in this case, Absolute, start playing. So proposals for government policy changes and the church's plans of action for enhancing quality education in Ghana will be publicized or made public by the conference after the forum. The forum will take place in the Diocese of Koforidua. In the meantime, considering the fact that quality education in Ghana is below par, and that the nature of the church-state partnership in education has been deteriorating for a few decades now, I wish to highlight a few areas of the church's thought on the enhancement of quality education in Ghana. 4 main points. The first one, the government and its agencies, namely the Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service, should foster genuine, and the word genuine should be underlined, should foster genuine stakeholders consultation with the Catholic Church, other religious bodies, traditional leaders, association of teachers, parents, alumni, and so on. Often, if there is some, if you like, changes in policy direction of government, we may just ask the Catholic Church Bishops' Conference send us a rep for discussion. But we realize it's just to follow routine. The agenda or what the intention is already made, of what they want to push through until we make noise outside. That should not be the case. And as I mentioned at the last speech day, Orchesco, established in 1930, Ghana's independence in 1957, the school was existing for 27 years before Ghana gained independence. Wow. So, secondly, there should be a consensus building among all stakeholders on a general concept of quality education for all schools in Ghana. What is a quality education? What do we mean? Is it just being, an IA 7%? As a headmaster, a former headmaster did mention, if you are so educated, you like morals and spirituality, it's worse than not being educated. Thirdly, the contributions of alumni, and that's why I said I will need to push this document. The contributions of alumni in the development of various schools should be formally acknowledged by the agencies of government. And the alumni of various schools should be given adequate space in the consultation process for quality education. The fourth point for enhancing, the Catholic Church should be given adequate space to implement her concept of quality education in her schools. We established it for a reason. Establish a company, you have your vision statement, mission statement. We have powers. We had it before Ghana's independence. In fact, we had it before the first missionaries came to Africa. We had it even before St. Augustine became a bishop in the 4th century. Because it comes from the commission of Jesus Christ. But we established the schools, and then when it comes to change of policy, appointing of headmasters, appointing of teachers, then, depending on the political party in government, our ways or whatever, proposals are not taken. As I speak, the Bishops' Conference, together with the other religious bodies, put down an MOU about management of schools, faith-based schools, and they presented it to the Minister for Education when Honorable Spilgaba was the minister. Since then, government after government, we have not said it. I just came to power. I will look for it. And then they give it to us unto today.
The pipeline.
So this is a serious thing. So let me just recap the 4th point. The Catholic Church should be given adequate space to implement a concept of quality education in their schools. In this respect, the Catholic Church should be given more room to train and appoint staff and the management for the schools. Furthermore, Catholic students or learners should be given the priority for admissions to Catholic schools. Of course, this 4th point could apply to other faith-based schools. If you're a Methodist and you should go to a Methodist school, you should have the priority given to you. To conclude, Dr. Chairman, education is not just a pillar of society. It is the very foundation of society. And as the quality of the foundation of the building determines its stability, its durability, and its fit for purpose and so on, so is the quality of education to a society or a nation. Unfortunately, in recent decades in Ghana, thanks to the political leaders, education, its quality has been toyed. Therefore, now more than ever, the government and its agencies, with regard to education, should sincerely collaborate with the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, other religious bodies, traditional leaders, association of teachers, parents, alumni, learners, and so on, so that national policies, administrative procedures, and so on are reviewed to ensure that learners always benefit from a quality of education which is truly holistic and nation-building in nature. On this note, I wish my fellow Asonians a happy 90th anniversary. Long live ABSU, long live St. Augustine's College, long live